Good evening, Idam Valam viewers. Here's a special guest, Justice Markandey Katju, a former judge of Supreme Court, former Chief Justice of Madras and Delhi High Court. Welcome to Idam Valam channel, sir.
My pleasure.
Sir, today's hot topic we are going to discuss about is Pahalgam terrorist attacks, sir. A terror attack has occurred in the Pahalgam area of Jammu and Kashmir, resulting in the deaths of 26 innocent Indians. Sir. What do you think about this tragic incident has shocked the entire country, sir?
See, this incident is of course condemnable. There's no doubt about that.
Yes, sir.
But what I've been seeing on TV screens is that the Indian media seems to have gone mad, because they are saying Pakistan is to blame, let us attack Pakistan and all that, without having any evidence that it was Pakistanis who did it. You presume that it was Pakistan who did it, and you start shouting and screaming that we must attack Pakistan. In fact, many TV channels, I've seen the panelists who have been invited are hawks. They are, some of them, former lieutenant generals of the Indian Army, and they are shouting that we should not only attack the terrorists, we should attack the Pakistan Army.
Okay, sir.
For declaration of war, war is a very expensive thing, very costly thing. We are a poor country, we can't afford it. Secondly, war has unpredictable results. It is very easy to begin a war, but you can never predict how it will end. See, Hitler invaded Russia, and how did that invasion end? Or Napoleon invaded Russia, and how did that invasion end? And thirdly, both countries have nuclear weapons. Should there be a nuclear war? No, all this is irresponsible talk, which, media, Indian media has gone crazy. They are inviting people who are shouting and screaming, let us attack Pakistan, let us attack Pakistani army and all. Firstly, you don't even have proof that it was Pakistanis who did it. Who did it?
Sure, sir.
Investigation. We don't know, because those terrorists who did it, they came from the jungles and they disappeared into the jungles. Who they are, we don't even know. And you are shouting and screaming, your media, pardon me, that Pakistanis have done it. You're presuming that they have done it. A very irresponsible way in which the Indian media has behaved.
Okay, sir. But the information what we are getting from them, the reports indicate that the assailants instructed the victims to strip to their clothes, actually, strip off their clothes and check their identities, and then shot after confirming that they were Hindus. Now, Pallavi Rao, the wife of Manjunath Rao from Karnataka, she recounted that her husband was killed after the attackers confirmed his religion, sir. So what's there to argue regarding this, sir? However, she also mentioned that these Muslims were present at the scene, came to her and her son's rescue, saying Bismillah, and helped them escape. Given this content, could this incident be viewed as an example of religious extremism, sir?
Of course, see, the fact that Hindus selectively were targeted, it means that those who did it want to create animosity and hostility between Hindus and Muslims. This is what it proves. But does it prove that it is Pakistanis who have done it? Anybody, anybody
so
who have done it?
Hindus, sir? Who will attack Hindus, sir?
I don't know. You see, I remember when Pulwama attack took place, maybe I think 2019 or something.
Okay.
That time, the Prime Minister of Pakistan was Imran Khan.
Yeah.
And he made a very balanced and very rational statement. He said, we can understand the pain of Indians, that they have lost so many of their troops. But we also have been victims of terrorism. I myself been to so many hospitals in Pakistan and seen people without arms, without legs, without eyes. We are also victims of terrorism. So I request the Indian government to set up an investigation team, and we will cooperate with the Indians. We
Okay, sir.
Pakistanis will cooperate with Indians. Let us investigate, find out who are the real culprits, and then take strong action against them. This is the way it should have been handled. In fact, I would have suggested to Pakistanis that their government should appeal to the Indian government and set up a joint investigation team. We will cooperate. We also want punishment to terrorists because we have also been victims of terrorism. But to unilaterally declare, that Pakistanis are the persons who are the perpetrators without any evidence, just because the Hindus were killed, therefore you infer that Pakistanis did it. What is this kind of inference? It may be any power. I wrote many articles that these developed countries, they don't want India to become a developed country.
Okay.
So it is quite possible that through their agents, they did it. These developed countries got this done. We don't know. No investigation has been made. But you have started shouting and screaming, and now the Indian government has passed so many measures that they will cut off the water. The Indus Water Treaty will be cut off. Just imagine, the Pakistanis have a great shortage of water. In fact, I believe, Sindh and Punjab, or Sindh and Balochistan, there's a tussle going on because there's a great shortage of water. Now you will even further reduce their water. And moreover, I discussed with a specialist in a friend of mine who was a very senior officer of the Indian Foreign Service.
Okay.
And he's retired now. He was in charge of the Pakistan desk. He told me that it is not possible to implement this measure of abolishing or suspending the Indus Water Treaty, because you see, that water which has been going to Pakistan, if you stop it from going to Pakistan, where will it go? After all, the river will not stop flowing. So
river will not stop. Okay.
The water will come into India. Now, if that water comes into India, you must have structures, you must have dams, you must have reservoirs, lakes. Where will the water go? Would they flood the entire area, causing so much damage? It's all very easy to say that we will suspend the Indus Water Treaty. But then, how will you implement that? Where will the water go? And moreover, you are going to make Pakistanis thirsty. Is it not an inhuman act?
Inhuman, sir.
You are punishing the ordinary Pakistani man who has nothing to do with this. Ordinary Pakistani man is a poor man. Somehow he's struggling to earn a little money to feed his family. Pakistanis are very poor, mostly like Indians are very poor. So he has no time. Do you think the ordinary Pakistani has the time to launch an attack on India? He's somehow struggling to feed his family. And you are blaming him for all this, and you are going to deprive him of water. Is this a humanitarian act? Just because somebody has killed so many Hindus, you are going to deprive lakhs and millions of Pakistanis of water? I don't see this is appropriate, how this can
appropriate
be
way. Okay, sir. But hope you have watched a media interview from a professor from Assam. He has shared in a media interview that when the terrorists opened fire, individuals around him were reciting the Kalma. A terrorist approached him and asked if he was going to chant in the name of Rama. The professor then recited the Kalma. He already knew. He made it loud, after which the attackers left him unharmed. Does the situation suggest that religious extremism could escalate tensions between India and Pakistan in the future, sir?
See, obviously, these terrorists wanted to create animosity between Hindus and Muslims, because when they selectively kill Hindus, then there will be a reaction among Hindus. most Hindus in India feel that these Muslim or these Pakistanis, they are terrorists and they are killers and they are inhuman people. That is the feeling which is aroused. So that was the intention. The intention of these perpetrators was to create animosity and hostility between Hindus and Muslims, and they have succeeded in that. Now, who benefits from this? Tell me, who benefits from this? When communalism is increased in this country, which political party benefits?
Yeah, that's a very big question mark, sir. Who benefits, sir?
As if you don't know.
No, sir, I really don't know who benefits, sir.
Of course, the BJP benefits when communal, at least in North India, the base of the base of BJP is Hindu upper caste. No, Hindu upper caste. Because I live in North India, I know. Hindu upper caste, Brahmins, Rajputs, Baniyas, Bhumihas, all together they are between 18 to 20%. 18 to 20%. You can't win an election on 18 to 20%. You require at least about 32% votes to win elections. You don't need 50% because others are divided. But if you can get around 31, 32%, you can win the election. But not on 18, 20%. So the problem for BJP is they have to get a section of the lower caste votes also. Merely upper caste votes will not win the elections. How do you get the lower caste votes also? That happens when communal passions are aroused. Then all Hindus tend to consolidate. Altogether, Hindu population is around 80% in our country. But they are divided on caste lines. They are divided on caste lines. They are not united. Hindu upper caste are solidly with the BJP. But they are only 18 to 20%. See,
minorities.
The lower caste, that means the OBCs, the intermediate castes, and the SCs, the Dalits. Now, they are not solid supporters of BJP, but they become supporters if communal passions are aroused. It happened in the Ram Janmabhoomi agitation, which was led by Mr. Advani. So all Hindus, they tended to consolidate behind BJP. So when communal passions are aroused, then BJP benefits. You should be knowing this. I mean, by now you are living in India, you're not living in America or something. You should be knowing what happens in India.
So actually, the speculations that the central government, as we discussed now, may have received a warning from intelligence agencies about the potential terrorist attack. However, it remains unclear whether the intelligence agency alerted the government effectively or if the government disregarded those warnings. In light of this, do you believe the criticisms from opposition parties, including Congress, be justified in stating this reflects a failure of intelligence services? Shouldn't Union Home Minister Amit Shah, sir, take responsibility and resign regarding this?
Nobody resigns in this country. And whether intelligence agencies were aware of what is going to happen, and if they were aware, did they alert the government? And if the government was alerted, did the government accept the advice of the intelligence agency? All this we don't know.
Okay, sir.
All this is in the realm of speculation. You can speculate anything. I mean, this we don't know. How can I reply that whether intelligence agencies alerted the government and whether the government took intelligence agencies seriously or not? How can I answer this? You ask the government about this. What can I reply? I don't know the answers to these questions. But the fact is that this incident did happen. This incident did happen. And the point is that who is to blame? This is the question. The point is who are the culprits? To whom do you attribute the blame? Now, without a proper investigation, you are just blaming Pakistanis. All your media, if you see, I don't know whether you are, I think, in Chennai.
Chennai,
in Chennai, I don't know what the media showing, but I'm in Delhi.
Okay, sir.
Almost all the channels are, on the warpath that we should, that Pakistan is to blame and we should attack. And a retired Lieutenant General, such senior officers talking nonsense that we should attack Pakistan. Is it a joke to attack a nuclear power? And it's all very easy to attack, but what will be the end of the war? Wars are very unpredictable things. It's easy to begin a war. You can never predict how it will end. So all these people are talking irresponsibly that we should attack, we should invade and do this and that. Other than recently, I also heard that one of the steps which the Indian government took was cancelling the visa of even those who had come on a medical visa. Some people, because India has much better medical facilities. Our hospitals, many facilities which Pakistani hospitals don't have. So many Pakistanis want to come to India because it's much cheaper than going to, say, America or something. And they get medical visa to come to get treatment in the hospitals in India. Many of them had got such medical visas. Now, even those have been cancelled. So somebody who may be about to die and he can be saved in an Indian hospital, is it not lack of humanitarian spirit that you are cancelling even medical visas? I can understand you're cancelling other visas, I can understand. But yes, I can't understand that cancelling medical visas for somebody who is on the verge of death. You should have some humanitarian.
And they've been asked to leave India within 48 hours.
Now just imagine, that means, many of them may die. Therefore, this, and some of the steps, I can understand that you are saying that these defense attaches should go back. That I can understand. But cancelling medical visa.
Yeah, medical, we have to reconsider it, sir.
Suspending the Indus Water Treaty is a very serious thing.
Yes,
because
sir.
they will be deprived of water. You can't live without water. Water is absolutely essential. In Hindi, I don't know whether you know Hindi.
Yeah, I know, sir.
There's a great poet, Rahim, and his famous couplet of Rahim is, Rahman pani rakhiye, bin pani sab soon. Without water, everything is useless.
Okay.
Poet Rahim says, Rahman pani rakhiye, keep water. Bin pani sab soon. Pani bina na ujre, moti manush chun. Without water, neither a pearl nor a human being nor any crop can survive. Water is such an essential thing.
Essential.
Them of water, and you are punishing the poor people. Whom are you punishing by stopping flow of water to Pakistan? The poor people, somehow they are eking out a miserable life. Most Pakistanis are in a horrible condition. If you know about economic conditions of Pakistan, most people, there's so much employment, poverty, and prices, skyrocketing prices. They are living in hellish conditions. And you are adding to their misery by cutting off the water. See,
yes, sir.
I cannot appreciate this.
Not only that, Pakistani consular officials have also been given 1 week to depart from India, actually. Prime Minister Modi, speaking in Bihar, emphasized that those responsible for the attack will be identified and that an unpredictable response will follow. Do you think the central government is managing the situation appropriately, sir?
No. I see.
You will say no. Yeah.
Like I told you, the appropriate thing would have been to set up a joint team, as was proposed by former Prime Minister Imran Khan when Pulwama attack took place.
Pulwama attack.
Very rational and very balanced statement, like a real statesman. He said, we understand your pain. You have lost so many people in Pulwama attack, but we have also suffered from this terrorism. So let us, you set up a investigation team. We will cooperate with you. We also want the culprits to be punished. So this is what is, to my mind, the appropriate thing to do. That set up a joint team of Pakistanis and Indian representatives, and they should investigate, find out who are the real culprits, and then give them harsh punishment. See, I myself want harsh punishment, but then you are not even without investigation. You have started taking steps against Pakistan, and for that, the poor people of Pakistan
Okay.
will suffer. The poor,
Sure.
the generals are not going to suffer. I can tell you, the generals will keep living in luxury, but the poor people of Pakistan will suffer. That I
Sure.
cannot approve of that.
Okay. Okay, sir. Chaudhry Anwarul Haq, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, occupied Jammu and Kashmir, has acknowledged involvement in the Pahalgam massacre, threatening that India will pay for its action in Balochistan from Delhi to Kashmir. What are your thoughts on this statement, sir?
See, I have not seen the statement, and I don't know on what basis it has been made. But I can tell you about, so far as Balochistan is concerned, again, there I blame the Pakistani media. Without any proof, they are blaming India for the attack on that train in Balochistan. There was no proof. And the fact is that Baluchis are very unhappy with Pakistan, because Balochistan has a huge amount of natural wealth, and that is being taken away by Pakistanis and given to Chinese. When all that natural wealth could have raised the standard of living of the Baluch people. So Baluchis are kept in poverty, and instead all the natural wealth is being handed over and on a platter to the Chinese. So that is why Baluchis are so angry. They hate Pakistan. So it is nothing to do with India. What happened in Balochistan was not done by India. It was done by Baluchis. No, those Baluchis were suicide bombers. Person who's prepared to give his give his life, it means he is very angry. And angry at what? Angry at the fact that Balochistan was being exploited by the rest of Pakistan. Because all the natural wealth was being taken away. They have huge deposits of oil and gas and gold and silver and various minerals in Balochistan. Very rich in natural wealth. But the people of Balochistan are kept in horrible poverty because all their natural wealth is being taken away from them. And that has created the reaction. It has nothing to do with India. So there I blame the Pakistani media also, just like Indian media has gone mad over this incident. So also Pakistani media went mad over that Balochistan, that Jafar Express, I think that is the name of the train.
But actually, yes, sir. But actually, you say we don't have any evidence regarding this all. But government has published some pictures of the terrorists, and they see that they belong to Pakistan. What is your opinion regarding it, sir?
Listen, Pakistanis and Indians look alike. I have so many Pakistani friends. I talk to them on WhatsApp, on video call. They look like me. They all look like me. So how can you say by his looks that he looks like a Pakistani? It's not that he looks like a Chinese or like an African. All Pakistanis look like us. In fact, they were 90% of them were Hindu converts. So it is silly to say that by looking at a person, you can say he's a Pakistani.
Okay. So finally, what you're trying to say regarding this issue, sir?
What I'm trying to say is that there should be a proper investigation. Of course, this act is a horrible act. But before making up your mind as to who has done it, you have to make a proper investigation, coolly, keeping your cool mind. And the idea of Imran Khan, I really appreciate it. When he made that suggestion at the time of the Pulwama attack, tempers had been aroused, emotions had been aroused at that time. And many Indians were saying we should attack Pakistan and all. So Imran Khan immediately said, he was Prime Minister there, he said, we can understand your pain and we will cooperate in any investigation. You decide whatever investigation you want to make, we will cooperate with you. We want these people to be punished. So that is the responsible way a leader should behave. Not that you start, you get carried away by emotions that Pakistan is to blame and we'll do this, we'll do that. What is all that? I mean, you are also a poor country. Pakistan is also a poor country. Two poor people help each other instead of fighting each other. Because if you fight each other, who benefits? It is the people who are trying to make you fight each other, they benefit.
They benefit. Yeah, it's true, sir. Accepted, sir.
We should join hands, Indians and Pakistanis should join hands and jointly fight against poverty and unemployment and hunger and malnutrition, and lack of healthcare. Those are our enemies. We are not each other's enemies. You see, so we should unite and struggle against our common enemies, that is poverty and hunger and unemployment and malnutrition and so on. That is what should be done.
So, and finally, when we talk about humanity, what happened in Pahalgam, the newly married couple and the person who was playing with the cards before night, the ladies who are crying like anything. What do you think about this, sir? Is humanity works here, sir?
Yes, I condemn it. I condemn what was done. I've told you that this is a condemnable act, what was done. But see, you must remember, firstly, those people have not been identified because they have run away into the jungles. That particular area, it's a heavily forested area. And not one of them has been caught. They have all disappeared. Where have they gone? As yet, your huge 700,000 Indian security forces have not been able to catch a single one of those terrorists. So how do you know who they were?
Yeah.
At least in the case of that Bombay attack, this Ajmal Kasab had been caught. So at least one person has been caught and he was later hanged. Here you have not caught anybody. Who are they? What are they? And then obviously their intention was to create animosity between Hindus and Muslims. Because when they targeted Hindus, naturally as a reaction, Hindus will become hostile to Muslims. And that is what has happened in our country. You see, I'm a person who remains cool. I don't get carried away. But most people are emotional. See, most people are, and they are in our country now, they are baying for the blood of Pakistanis. Now you can't catch hold of a Pakistani because he's living in Pakistan. So then you have to, if you remember Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar. I wonder whether you've read it.
Yeah, Julius Caesar. Yeah, yes, sir.
In that play, there is one scene where after Caesar was assassinated, then the Roman mob became very angry. They wanted revenge against the killers of Caesar, and they went onto the streets of Rome looking for the killers. Now, one of the killers was a man called Cinna, Cinna. He was one of the conspirators. Now, this mob caught hold of another man. His name was also Cinna, but he was Cinna when he was caught, he said, "Look, I'm not Cinna the conspirator, I'm Cinna the poet." So the mob shouted, "Then hang him for his bad verses." And they hanged him, lynched him, which means that it shows the mob mentality that it is not rational, it is emotional.
Emotional.
Killing a man because he's just because he has the same name as one of the murderers, Cinna. So poor chap, he kept protesting that I'm not Cinna the conspirator, I'm Cinna the poet.
Poet. Yeah.
Hang him for his bad work. So similarly here it is said that kill the Pakistanis. I mean, emotionally without investigation, you are saying that let Pakistan be attacked. Yeah, all this is a very emotional response to a certain very tragic situation. I agree that it is a horrible thing. But you have what is your reaction to it? Should it be emotional or should it be rational? This is what I'm saying.
Okay, sir. We are expecting the government to take appropriate action regarding this and find who is the culprit actually, as you say, who is the culprit. And thank you for the time you are given for Idam Valam viewers, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
My
Thanks for
pleasure.
sharing your views, sir. Thank you, sir.